One of your more famous characters has been affectionately referred to as America's ass. Given that Ransom is kind of a jerk, is it fair now to call him America's asshole?
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
Okay, so it's official.
I think it's clever.
Thank you. That's all I really wanted to get out of this whole junket day.
All right, if you want, man. Thanks, man.
Thank you, everyone.
Up your ass.
Oh, very nice.
Matter of fact,
Eat
it. I suspect foul play. I have eliminated no suspects.
Ryan's jam is he takes a genre, right? He follows all the rules and then he turns it on its head, right?
Sure.
This is his first time doing it with the whodunit scenario. What would you like to see Ryan tackle next, genre-wise?
Musical.
Were you gonna? Well, I can dance. I can't sing, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'd say musical.
I think that it would be challenging and fun to watch Ryan do a Western.
Hell yeah.
It would be probably one of the best Westerns ever.
Imagine the character quirks that he would write into Western characters.
It would be a blast. In fact, I'm gonna go to work on him about it.
I feel like I want to give him something that's stereotypically confined because he's someone who makes things so interesting and human. So if you could give him like a rom-com. Were you gonna say rom-com? Yeah.
Anything. Absolutely anything.
Yeah.
I'd sweep the floor for him.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's that guy. And he's unassuming. And he doesn't make you feel stupid. And it's not like he throws his knowledge of the genre at you as some sort of...
He has genuine love and fun about movies, and this genre particularly.
But he's soft-spoken.
And he wanted to share that fun. He didn't want to share his knowledge, his sort of exclusivity about his knowledge. He wanted to share his fun of it.
What genre would you like to tackle next that you haven't yet?
I would love to do a musical someday. I was just talking with Nathan, my composer, and we were like, God, we gotta do a musical someday.
I'll sing to your voice.
Yeah, but there's a bunch, man. Yeah, I mean, a Western.
He said he'd love to do a Western.
Really?
And a romance would be a fun thing to do.
You can give him anything. Yeah, rom-com, that was gonna be my answer.
And like, yeah, I don't know. I love so many different types of movies. For me, it's about kind of, okay, because the genre part of it always has to click with something that I'm thinking about or something I'm feeling or something I'm angry about in the moment. And once those two things click, then we're off to the races. So I don't know, but there's tons of different types of movies I like to try.
How was it?
The party? Pre my dad's death? Oh, it was great.
When you first read the script and you came to that twisted ending, what was your first reaction?
My first reaction was, well, I didn't see that coming, and this is the best written script that I've read in a number of years. And I was thrilled that it was in my lap.
It was so satisfying to read, like a good novel, and it's a script. It's like only 120 pages, whatever it is. Rarely do you sort of read a script and get through to the end and go, there's not a misbeat here. There's not, and it's complicated. It's funny. It's all of these things.
That's true. You do read a script and often the first thing you think of is like, well, I would change that. Yeah. And I'll talk to them about changing that.
Yeah.
Because you all of a sudden feel like you know better.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan wrote it fantastic.
There was nothing to fix. There was nothing there was no adjustment. There was no...
I don't think anyone made any adjustment anywhere.
He's a cinephile,
Yeah.
It's just like I worked with Edgar Wright, and they always have just an encyclopedic knowledge of films that they can reference, which again, when you're working on a film set, it's easy to get lost in a bit of a semantic fog when you're trying to give directions, and it's always nice when a director can say, well, it's like that moment in blah, 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 and what Ryan knows is movies, and that's what I think we all know. So if you can reference a common understanding, that's always going to be more helpful.
Yeah, and I think he was saying that all these little things in the house are references from films that he liked, or the book titles that he came up with were like things that he liked, or something from the end of another movie. Yeah, he knows a lot.
Ryan is just so quiet, and you've done well when he cackles, because he has this really high-pitched little cackle that is truly the only barometer, because he's just quiet.
The family has desperate motives. And when good people get desperate, the knives come out.
You're a film fan, you know, first and foremost, you're like a film geek. So what's it like working with these people whose work you've admired over the years and now you've finally come to this point?
It is crazy, but it makes my job really, really easy to show up on set. And because, you know, on one hand, all of these people are huge movie stars. They're people like, you know, that I've grown up watching in movies, like Jamie Lee Curtis and Don Johnson. They're people who I think are some of the best actors, you know, working today. When you show up on set and everyone is clicked in and everyone is at the level these people are at, directing wise, it makes it so easy. I mean, because you can just fine tune and you can just kind of ride it, and everyone clicked into what they had to do here really easily, and it was just a pure pleasure. You can tell how much fun they're having on the screen. I think that's something I'm really happy about with the movie.
I mean, for me, and obviously Daniel was the first signed up, so as they say, the dominoes fell pretty quickly. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure all of us, because it's exciting. Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon. Obviously, I'm not going to end up in a Michael Shannon movie. It's just not. If, like you said, name an actor you're never going to end up working with, I would have said Michael Shannon, because he's so amazing.
You guys fans?
But how am I going to end up in a movie with Michael Shannon? And lo and behold, I played his big sister.
Rian freaking Johnson, bringing people together.
You know, getting to work with fine actors is a gift, because there's, you know, when you show up and you hit the ball across the net, it's going to come back with some top spin on it, and that makes it just so pleasurable.
Very exciting, a little nerve-wracking. You know, it's intimidating.
Imagine how I feel. If he's intimidated, what's left for me? I just thought that I'm the only one that's not like, what am I doing here? You know, I guess it was more normal for them, but to me it was like a dream come true.
I have to say, it does feel kind of crazy. You're like, oh my God, these literally are like film legends, but at the same time, I think it's also, they're legends because they're lovely people, and at the end of the day, I think that's also what made this experience special, is that you also got to hang out and get to know really wonderful, lovely, kind, humble people, and that made it really special.
No.
Yeah.
Speaking of a dream come true, you were on a billboard on Sunset Boulevard right now. It's the most prominent possible placement.
I need to get in a taxi right away and take a photo of that.
See, I'm curious about that, because you lived in California as a kid.
Yeah.
Do you ever like pinch that kid and go, dude, your movie's on Sunset Boulevard?
I pinch myself right now, and I can't believe it, man. I don't know, there's something about billboards where it doesn't feel quite right that something you were involved in is up there. It's weird, I don't know.
Do you try to maintain that indie sensibility?
Well, I mean, I think indie or studio, or I would hope that, and this is the way I try and approach it, is that anything you do, you got to be doing for the same reason. You know what I mean? Whether it's a small thing or a big thing like Star Wars, you got to be getting into it for the exact same reason, which is that you deep in your heart personally connect with this thing, and it's the most exciting thing in the world to you, the idea of doing it next. I'll keep doing it as long as I get away with it, until they catch me.
Being able to do something as creative and as fun and as joyful as this is like, God, what else would I be doing? I mean, it's like, it's a gift.
I'm still like processing the whole thing.
I was just hoping that they didn't catch on that, you know, that I'm a fraud or anything beforehand.
Last question, why are you just the best?
I'm not.
It's a twisted web. We are not finished untangling it, not yet.
What is this? CSI KFC?
Now that you're like one of the biggest directors in the world, too. I've said that intentionally because I knew you were gonna react like that.
I know you did.
Did you take a knife?
I don't believe that I stole anything.
You said you don't believe, or you look a little devious.
Well, if I told you, then I'd have to kill you.